Hello and welcome to the Villa Park podcast. It's me, Rich, and I'm back with another Aston Villa latest news, transfer review show, transfer rumor show. I am over here in sunny Boston at the moment with on a work trip, a work/leisure trip, shall we say. And sorry for not doing any videos over the last few days, but the boys have been keeping you all informed. Obviously, we had the the fans forum on Sunday night. We had the show with Villa Academy that Sam did a wonderful interview with. So do catch those if you haven't already. But I thought I couldn't miss you guys for too long and get on and do a video just going over the latest Villa news. And also just to tell you that, and a massive thank you to all of you who subscribed, that we have surpassed 2,000 subscribers. So thank you all so much for your support for the channel. In less than a year since launching the channel properly, we have hit 2,000 subscribers, which is absolutely phenomenal. We don't want to stop there though, so please do hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. It's totally free to do so. If you do want to support us even more and become a member for just $1.99 a month, then do hit that join button. And we have a special 2,000 subscribers competition coming up soon, which will be for all subscribers to enter. And we do have our members only prize as well, which I promise, be doing the draw this weekend when I'm back in the UK on the next live show. So on to the news now. It seems to be a transfer saga, if you're to believe Twitter, for Moussa Diaby, and it's between Villa and Al Nasser, I believe, and we've had a second bid put in, which by all accounts is 45 million euros plus 5 million in add-ons. I'm not sure if that's been accepted by Leverkusen. I'm not sure if that's been whether they're asking for a little bit more, whether it's going to be further negotiated, if you're to believe some of the kind of fake, or whether they're credible journalists. Then Al Nasser have put a bid in for around 50 million euros plus, and that been approved. Then you've got the player and his agents. Some are saying that he's accepted Villa's proposal. Some have said that he's accepted Al Nasser's proposal. For me, I would suggest that if Villa's name is still getting mentioned, I think we are, as I've said in previous ones, we're probably a step or two further down the line than maybe is being reported, and in full negotiations with the club and the player. And I would also suggest that we're in a good spot with it. And when it's getting quoted that Emery has singled him out as the man he wants, then we kind of know where that's going. If Diaby's getting a phone call from Emery himself, we know what happened with Pau Torres. He seems to be a man who gets what he wants, and that's a good sign. So for me, I'd be very confident in that, and I do think we could well be on that plane over to the US to meet up with the squad in the next few days. That being said, you've got to have backups, and apparently Jeremy Doku is another backup for us. And I remember him bursting on the scene for Belgium in one form or another, scoring a wonderful goal, and he's got lightning pace, and has done very well in the French league. So apparently we're lining up him as a backup. Always kind of weird with players to be suggesting that they are backups. I don't know how I would feel if I was a player to be classed as a backup option. But that being said, you've got to have options along the way. So have a quick look at his stats and ratings, and all being said, it all looks very positive. Again, predominantly from that right hand side, cuts in, can operate down the left as well. Played 29 games in the league, started 13, so suggests he's quite an impact player. Scored 6 goals and 2 assists, and accuracy 86%, 90% in his own half, 82% in the opposition half, which is actually pretty good. Dribbling success, look at that, 3.3, 66% successful dribbles, 61% ground duels won, So he's very, very, very skillful player, and has 14 caps and 2 goals for Belgium. Now, the obvious comparison here is with Leon Bailey, and when I looked at it before, it was kind of, the form and the kind of ability of Doku, wipes the floor with him. You're looking at technical ability, you're looking at that tactical. Um, you're looking at the attacking sense as well. He is very, very, very high and scores very highly. Now, you have to take into consideration the league that he's playing in, the standard of the football that he's playing, but, would be a real exciting player if we were to go for him. And at 21 years old, has got a lot of growth in there as well. So, I think there would be two potential really good options, whether that is Diaby or Doku. But I think Diaby is the man that Emery wants, and I do think it will end up being him that we get. Um, I think that's kind of the it for the incomings. There's one or two other little things going, but I think that will be the main thing. And I've heard Monchi's interested in Ferran Torres. Still, whether that be a loan deal that comes towards the end of August. We can't forget, that loan market will be used and utilised quite considerably by clubs in the Premier League once they've kind of got their business done. And you've got to see where your squad's at. So I would expect, maybe the Diaby deal to be done, and then maybe just wait a little bit of time to see what happens with the loan market. Um, Other outgoings, it's looking like it's goodbye Marvelous. And I think in the next 24 to 48 hours, it'll be confirmed that he's off to Luton, who he did so well with last season, and got them, helped to get them promoted. So that's a great move for him and continues him playing in Premier League football. And we totally wish him all the best, mate. I think there was times where he got some real momentum at Villa, and then unfortunately got one or two injuries, which halted his progress. But he goes with, I'm sure, Villa fans' best wishes, and yeah, all the best to Nakamba, and hopefully we get a little bit of a decent fee for him, maybe 3, 4, 5 million plus. And it all helps, and it gets a number off the squad list and takes that little bit of pressure off the kind of numbers in the squad. And then another one is Bertie Traore, who looks like off to Turkey again. I think it's Samsonaspor or something who are interested in him. He's obviously carrying an injury at the moment, so maybe it's going to be a time towards the end of the transfer window. But he would certainly be a player that we'd look to move on to again free up numbers in the squad um, in terms of bodies. Another name, which I think has come from an interview that Stan Collymore has done, where I think he was just praising Boubacar Kamara as a player, and suggested Liverpool would be a good club for him. Or I don't think there's anything in it, but as soon as that gets said, the newspapers take it on, or Twitter takes it on. But you're talking a huge investment in that. And look, I'm sure he will move on. But that's why you get players at that ability on a free transfer, so you can make huge profits on it. But he's massive part of Emery's plans this season, and I don't see any likelihood of him moving on this transfer window at all. There was other players who have not been included in the USA squad, which does say a lot. Obviously, the Nakamba and Traore are notable. John Duran was absent from that, and he looks like he could be sealing a loan move to Espanyol. I've heard, which would be good for him to get a season-long loan over there. And also Tim Irogbonham, not included, so potential loan move for him. And I would imagine that Josh Feeney as well is going out on loan. He just signed a 5-year deal with the club. So that's a great move for him. But I would suggest a loan move for him out this season, get the experience, maybe League One, League Two club, and really kind of find his feet in the professional game. So yeah, I think that does it in terms of transfer rumours. I would really like to get this Diaby deal over the line. When we're talking this sums of money, though, it does take time. So I think it's just a case of patience. But when it's reported that Emery has made him the number one target, I would really take a lot of confidence from that as a Villa fan, and I'm sure we will see some movement on it in a positive light in the coming days. Thank you all for watching, and I'm glad to be back on the show, on the pod. As I said before, thank you so much for your support and us hitting that 2,000 subscriber mark. We want to go further, so please do hit that like button, do hit that subscribe button, and comment on your thoughts, whether it be Diaby or Doku. Who would you like to see? What are your thoughts on this transfer? Your kind of best wishes for Nakamba. What are your thoughts on letting him go? And other players who haven't been included in that USA squad, thoughts on Duran, Irigbonham, etc., etc. So yeah, thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. I will see you all very, very soon. Everyone.